Hey guys, welcome back. So I wanted to talk about what you boiler guys do if you guys go on vacation, right? Or go out of town for a couple days. I've got a lot of feedback from the boiler guys online and other videos that, you just, before you leave, you just let it burn down to practically just coals. So when you come back in town, that it's all you got to do is relight the coals and you're good to go. So I kind of wanted to talk about this as I prep my wood for tonight's burn. That way I have something to talk about here. But so in a couple weeks, the wife and I are going out of town. I think it's Wednesday, Thursday. It's 3 nights. So for those of you that don't know, I have a Heatmaster G10000 outdoor wood boiler, and it's pretty efficient, right? So the biggest thing is I do have backup systems, right? So if the boiler runs out of wood or goes down for whatever reason, my normal furnace, my natural gas furnace in the house will turn on. My hot water tank will reheat the water on its own. So, and I'm gonna have somebody staying here with my dog and my 2 kids, right? So yeah, they could come out here and feed the fire every day and be just fine. But I'd rather them just take care of my kids and the dog, right? Not have to worry about it and let the house just go back on natural gas if that's what it has to be. And since the boiler's been up, we haven't used any natural gas. So I want to know what you guys do. Do you just have whoever stays there do your boiler? I mean, I think most boiler people, they're pretty, I don't want to say anal with their stuff, because I am. There's a certain way that I throw the wood in there. It's the way I like it. The way I scrape the inside on the sides where the air comes in. So, but what I'm thinking of doing, right? Because it's really not that cold out anymore, and I don't think in 2-3 weeks that weather's gonna change. Yeah, it could get a little colder, right? I'm thinking that I'm gonna shut I have 2 garages, right? So I'm heating around 7,500 square feet. That's 2 garages, the attached garage, the house, the hot water, domestic hot water. I'm heating all that, right? So when I go out of town, I'm gonna turn the attached garage off. I'm gonna turn both shops off. The hot water's hot water because it runs in there no matter what. And I'm just gonna heat the house. So what I'm thinking of doing is stuffing the firebox 100% full if I can, right? And I mean stuff it to as high as I can get it, as far back as I can get it, and see if that will burn literally 3 days. Now, like I said, it's been pretty warm. So, like yesterday, it was 50 degrees at the highest temp. Sunny out. So I don't think the boiler, I put, I don't know, 15 pieces in there in the morning at 7:30. Came back from work at 2, didn't check it, went back out there at 8 p.m. So roughly 12 hours later, and there was still plenty of wood where it probably would have burned till morning, right? So, and if the weather stays the same, and that's heating the garages too, right? So if I turn, like I said, if I turn everything off, will I have enough wood in there? Will it burn? Will it not block the nozzle on the bottom? Will it burn the way it should? Will it keep a cold bed because it's not really running, but it does have, the timer cycle that it fires shortly after the burn cycle, like an hour afterwards, and then every half hour after that it runs for 5 minutes, right? So that should keep a cold bed. It's been doing just fine. Bear with me here. Okay. So I know some of you guys will be like, yeah, just let it go out and then restart it. The water's not going to freeze because the pumps stay running. But I don't really want to use any natural gas, right? I just want my fan to run in the house and let it be. So I'm curious to see what you guys say. Is that just dumb for me to do that? Should I just let whoever's coming here feed the fire? But I honestly think I can get. So it'll be from a, what is it? It's a Thursday night, or is it a Wednesday? I don't even know. I think we leave on a Wednesday night through Thursday, Friday, come back Saturday. So yeah, that'll be 3 full nights. And I think we're leaving around like, I don't even know, 3, 4 o'clock. So if I stuff it full at that point, I think it's going to be a stretch to see if it'll burn all the way through Saturday. I think it's possible if it stays warm, right? But I don't know. I mean, and if it goes out, it goes out. It's no big deal. The house, the system in the house will take over. The boiler will shut down eventually, and it is what it is. It just goes out, and if it's stacked full of wood, I got to take the wood out and restart it. So it's not that big of a deal, but I'm curious to see what you guys do. Do you guys just let it go out before you go, shut it down, and let the house take over, and just let the pumps stay run so they don't freeze? You know, I don't think they would ever freeze because the water's running, right? And the water jack in here, I think, would take a long time for it to get that cold. Now, if it was -20 while we left, I don't think I would do that. I would have whoever's staying here or whatever. My sister's family doesn't live far, so they could come over, put the wood in there. But that's just, I don't like to inconvenience anybody. So, so that's going to be a cool test. So I'll make a video the day that we leave. I'll show you guys me stacking that thing full. This guy right behind me here. I did it before, but I had the garages running. It was really cold then. And I thought I stacked it full, but I really didn't, because I had the flap that I took off in the front, so I couldn't really get the wood high enough. And it was really cold then too. I mean, we're talking 20, 30 degrees warmer on average throughout the day. So, and I could have got 2 days on that. So I'm thinking I could do the whole time. I think it'd be cool if I could. So I'll make a video when I stack it full. This is, like I said, this isn't for a couple weeks, but I think it'll be a cool video because I'll be able to monitor it when I'm away, because I got it hooked to the internet, so I can check it, I can see it. I got cameras everywhere around here, so I can see if this thing's flashing, if for some reason I don't check the app or whatever to see where it's at. But so no, you boiler guys, I mean, this video is pretty much for the boiler guys. There's a lot of you guys out there, so I'm curious to see what you guys do. Do you always have somebody come over and check it out, you know, in the morning, at night, put wood in it? I know it's probably a little easier for you traditional boiler guys, where they could just be throwing logs in. As long as they stir it up, throw wood in there, it's no big deal, right? Walk away. The gasification units, I feel like they're not harder to run, but I think they're a little bit more touchy. And once you get the hang of it, it's no big deal, right? As long as they're burning dry wood, it's fine. So yeah, do you guys have somebody come over? Do you shut it down? Do you stuff it full and then you just let the rest of the systems take over when it's down? Because that's pretty much what I think I'm gonna do. Obviously right now it's doing something. It's probably a timer, because I mean, I haven't checked it all day, so I don't know. Yeah, timer cycle, it's 177. And not only that, you know, if you guys have followed along, I did add extra water storage, right? And let me tell you, that makes a huge difference. I mean, huge difference. The burn cycles are maybe a couple more minutes. So the average burn cycle for me, this is when everything's on and running, whatever, I want to say it was like 12 minutes. So I added additional 80 gallons plus some packs and whatnot. Actually, it's a little bit more than that, because I added some stuff in the garage too, but we'll just say 100 gallons. Add an additional 100 gallons, and it only takes about 14 minutes to heat up. But the when it's in idle mode, it's way longer, and I mean way longer. So I think this summer I'm going to add probably another 200 gallons, maybe 250. The machine can handle it. It's not a problem. Is that recommended? I don't know, but it's in my math and my mind, it works for me. But anyways, so with the setup I have, I feel like the water stays hotter longer and the burn times ain't that much more. So I'm thinking if I stuff this guy full, I might get 3 days out of it. And not only that, the guys who have the gasification units, and probably even the traditional boiler, if there's no wood in there and it's just coals, I've gone a full day. But this is when I'm home. If If I stir up the coals and I let it burn down a little bit, right, to burn up all the coals to pretty much nothing left, I can go the whole day. Maybe that's just because I let the coals build up really high. It's still below the panels on the side for the air, so some of you are thinking like, oh, he's going up. No, it's just below the bottom air on the side panels there. But but that's me stirring it up. But I'm not going to be here. No one's going to be here to do that. So I do think, I'm completely wrong and it goes out that night or whatever, or it's a cold snap. I think it'd be really cool if I could go 3 days without touching it. Not that I don't like to just overly put wood in there because it doesn't really, wood falls to the side or whatever, and you get a lot of ash built up, but I don't care. I'll fully clean out the lower chamber. I'll clean out the fan area. I'll make sure I got a really good coal bed, and I'm just going to stuff her full. So we'll see. But no, I'm curious to see what you guys do. Do you guys shut them down? I think most people have somebody come over and feed the stove while someone's gone, right? Just to keep everything hot and warm. Do you turn the house down a little bit? I'm going to have people here, so I'm just going to leave it alone. But I'm going to shut all my other stuff down. So the water will stay flowing through the garages, which is fine. Will it be cooled a little bit going through there? Yeah, but it's very minimal. If the sun's out, they actually stay pretty warm. So no, I'm curious to see what you guys do. So I've probably said that 10,000 times, but maybe you think that's stupid for me just to pack it full. Like, you're never gonna get 3 nights out of that. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I know when you put the wood in there and it's that much wood, when the fire's going, you're going to really dry out the wood and it's just going to burn a lot faster. That's kind of true, right? I've done some tests where I barely put any wood in there, and I can get a day out of it, right? But then I put a little bit more. Obviously, the colder it is, you need more wood. But it's not cold. it's in the mid to upper 30s right now. It's not bad. House maybe runs twice a day, and I can show you that too on the app. I have an app for my thermostat, and it'll track how much usage it gets throughout the day, and it's minimal right now. Now, when she was 0 degrees out, she ran, it could have been, depends on the sun was out, it could have ran 6 to 10 hours a day. There was one day, I think it was like 13-hour run time, and it was cold. We're 0 degrees and really windy. Anyone who knows, if it's windy out and it's cold, your house takes a lot more. I don't care how well it's insulated. My house is very well insulated, so, yeah, no, so I'm curious to see what you guys do. So yeah, please comment down below. Subscribe if you want to see that video, because it's a couple weeks away. I think it's 2 weeks from. I think it's about 16 days away is when we leave. I think something like that. So it'll be a couple weeks, but I'll record it. I'll track it and see how well. Maybe I get 2 days out of it, which is better than 3. I just don't want to use the natural gas. I just don't. So same thing goes with the hot water heater. I feel like when I had that running off the natural gas, anytime you use and it's a 50-gallon tank, 60-gallon, something like that. We don't have a big family. It's just me, the wife, and the 2 kids. But she does laundry and whatnot. And I feel like anytime you used any of the hot water, the thing would run to get back up to temp. Now with the boiler circulating, going through there on the sidearm heat exchanger, I got hot water for years, right? Endless. And all summer long, I'm going to be throwing pretty much scraps in the boiler to heat that. So I just don't like using the natural gas. I feel like it just runs all the time. And, will it heat the house faster because it's a hotter temp, in the furnace? Maybe, I don't know. It hasn't been a problem. So, but yeah, that's the reason why I'm going to stuff this guy full and see how it does. But no, I'm curious to see what your feedback is, and if you think I'm kind of on the right, idea for my setup, or what you guys do, or should I just have somebody, whoever's staying here feed it for me? I don't know. Maybe down the road I may do that. If it was 0 degrees, I'd probably say yeah, but it's warm out, and it's, who knows what the weather's going to be like in 2 weeks, but I got a feeling it's probably going to be about the same. So, no, I'm curious to see what your guys' feedback is, and I hope you guys enjoy the content I've been putting out. It's been pretty scarce lately. Like I said, my dog that I've had for almost 10 years passed away, so it's been kind of rough for me. So I haven't really felt up to. I've been working, as I should. I just haven't had a really my mind's been kind of blank on the content I should be recording or whatever. So so bear with me, you know. But yeah, and like I said, I'm curious to see what you guys think, and please comment to let me know what your ideas are. And yeah, stay tuned. I mean, in a couple weeks I'll make that video, and I'm sure I got some other stuff coming here this week. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. As always, keep burning.